And hello everyone, welcome back. Okay, so this time we learned how to make a trend line. You're excited? Maybe. It's not too terribly difficult. So if you click any of those data points you have on your scatter plot, you just click it once, just once. It should select all of them. You see how I've got a little select thing for all of these right now. Once you've done that, right click them and then click on Add Trend Line. It's really not that hard. This will pop up a side window. It defaults to a linear trend line. It always does that first. Sometimes that's great. Sometimes that's absolutely horrible. There's a bunch of different options here. My advice is you click on them until you find one that seems like it fits the data well. However, the best looking one is not always the best. Just gonna say that now. You can have one that fits the data perfectly and be a complete failure. So we'll talk about how you figure out which ones are the good ones in a little bit. And always at the end, click on display equation on chart and click on display R squared value on chart. The R squared value is just saying, okay, comparing it to just taking the average, is this better? And if it's better 99% of the time, then you'll get 0.99. If it's better 100% of the time, you get a 1. The R squared value is always less than or equal to 1. If you really confuse Excel, I've seen it happen once or twice, it'll give you a negative R squared value. But since it's R squared, it shouldn't be negative. That's an error. You really, congratulations, you've done something amazing. Okay, so click our data, right click it, add trend line, and make sure you click both these boxes at the bottom. That's the simple way to do it. Now let's try out an example. Example. Okay, so what we're going to be trying to do is build this chart right here. Density measurement of room temperature liquid metal. Okay, so what I have is mass on one of these and I have volume on the other. And you're going to make this chart. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to select our data. Both columns, including the header. We're then going to click Insert Scatter Plot. And I don't ever connect the dots. It's this one right here. Okay. Fantastic. Now, I could add in all of this right here, but for the sake of time, I'm not going to add in the axis titles. You know how to do that. Make sure that you do it for practice. I went through and meticulously copied all this out for you, so you can do it once too, okay? I'm skipping it this time. Okay, I click my data set. Click. You see how they all got selected. If I click again, click. Only that dot selected. You don't want that. If you do that, it's okay. Click out of your chart, click back in it, and then click the data set again. Right click, add trend line. Now if you have multiple data sets, you'll have to do this for each data set. Okay, this is a linear trend line. I told you to fit a linear trend line. So looks good. I'm going to click display equation on chart right here at the bottom and display R squared value on the chart. Click, click, and they will appear. And that should be good there. When I look, the equation is the same. And if I want to, I can drag this around my chart anywhere I want. And as another note, if you want to make it look nice, you can also like bold it, increase the font ridiculously, whatever you need to do. So with that, we have added a trend line. It's really super easy. And then look at this right here. It says 0.9789. Is that a good fit? That's a pretty good fit. And honestly, this relationship is supposed to be linear. So linear trend line is about as good as you're going to get. The only way you can make this fit better is if you took better measurements. It's not on you for how you fit the data. It's just that your data is kind of messy. Okay. So with that, we have done our first trend line. Woo! We did it. It's not hard. Now, let's talk about this really quick and kind of figure out what's going on here. So we have a mass and we have a volume right here. Mass and volume, kilograms and liters. What this in the end tells me is that as I increase my volume, my mass is increasing. It should increase linearly because that's how density works. That's the slope right here. Now, mass over volume is density, so slope, mass over volume, mass divided by volume, Slope is equal to your density. This right here is the density in kilograms per liter. Then what is this number right here? 1.190. What's that going to do? What this is telling me is that there's noise, there's error in my data. It honestly should go through the origin, so there should be no term over here. But because we have noise, this is all because of error. As another little added note, if you find a liquid metal at room temperature in your house that has this density, it's mercury. You shouldn't touch it. Okay, that's enough for now. I'll see you all next time as we get a little bit more deep into this. Bye-bye.